What's good, my movie lovers? Let's talk about some movies. And today's movie I'm gonna be talking about here with you guys is that we're gonna be talking about Evil Dead Burn. Now let's get into this movie. Now this movie follows a girl named Alice who seeks comfort with her in-laws after the death of her husband. Now Alice must fight for her life for survival once she learned that the Deadites had took over the whole family. Now I was really excited once I learned that they was making a new Evil Dead and it was gonna be called Evil Dead Burn. And I had said to myself that I cannot wait to see this movie once I had saw the trailer for this movie. And I only saw one trailer and one trailer only because I did not want to spoil myself while going in to see this film. And I really do love how this movie gets straight to the point and don't really try to beat around the bush or nothing like that. And I really like how intense this movie gets when it comes to the violence and the gore. And I mean, it got a lot of gore within this movie. I also see that this movie gets really deep because it revolves around grief and somebody losing their loved one. This movie right here does has a lot of suspense within this movie because you will want Alice to survive and keep fighting because she really don't deserve what was happening to her within this film. I like how we get a little bit of a backstory with Alice and her ex-husband Will. I really do love the direction and where they was heading in when it comes to the story and the direction of the directing of this film. And you can honestly tell and see that they was really trying when it comes to the story and the direction of the directing of this film. I really do love how they wasn't afraid to add some humor within this film because this movie right here was really funny. And the way they added the humor within this movie almost made me remind me of the humor within the earlier Evil Dead films. And I really do feel like the drama of the household family stole the show when it comes to the humor of this film. This movie right here does have suspense within this film because, like I said, Alice did not deserve what had happened to her within this movie, so you will want her to keep fighting for her survival to live. I really do like how violent it gets within this movie, and they really kick it up a notch when it comes to the violence within this movie. Even the gore as well, they got the best gore they ever had within the Evil Dead film. I really do like that they added some good lore within this movie between Susan and her dad and the Kadarian dagger. And I honestly feel like it made a lot of sense. It didn't feel like it was sloppy or forced in a way. And I honestly like how well this movie was shot and directed, and the visuals within this movie went really crazy. And you can honestly see why they called it Evil Dead Burn if you paid attention to this film and lock in. They also added some good jump scares within this movie that didn't feel forced or predictable at some times. And the score within this movie was really good. I really did enjoy the score and what they had to offer with the score within this film. Now, the director who had directed this film, they go by the name of Sabaton Benekik. I hope that I pronounced the name right. And the producers who have produced this film, they go by the name of Sam Raimi himself and Rob Tapper. I hope I'm saying Rob's name right, but Sam Raimi, I am so glad to see that he's sticking to this franchise after all these years. He could have easily sold off the franchise and made a big bank out of it, but he just didn't want to trust nobody and want to keep the movie franchise alive. And I just love to see that for him. I can honestly say that this movie right here, Evil Dead Burn, is way better than Evil Dead Rise. But now I'm gonna have to give my ratings on this one. A is to if you should see this in theaters. B is to if you should stream this at home. Or C is to not watch this at all. I'm gonna highly have to give it to A. You must want to go see this in theaters because the story for this movie is really good. It does get really violent. It does get deep at some times, and it has a lot of gore. And I feel like you guys will have a good time seeing this in the theaters. And I almost forgot to mention to you guys as well that this movie, The Evil Dead Burn, is a little bit longer than the other Evil Dead movies. And the runtime for this movie is an hour and 51 minutes long, which I really didn't mind at all because this movie right here was really entertaining. What you guys think about Evil Dead Burn? Do you guys like Evil Dead Burn? Do you guys love Evil Dead Burn? Have you guys seen Evil Dead Burn? Do you guys think that the other Evil Dead movies are better than Evil Dead Burn? Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below. I want to hear it all. Peace.